I'm ready? All right, perfect. So, Karla Wagner, what is kind of the importance of a 100-year celebrating women's festival here at the Corazon Theater?
Well, we are so excited about bringing this film festival in March because it is celebrating 100 years of suffrage for women. It's a centennial, and you're going to hear so much about it come January. Everybody's going to be on board with this. And what it does, it just shows you the history of where women have come and their road and their journeys, and also what our future holds for women like yourself who are directing films and making films, and films are by women. There's so many great inspiring people out there that a lot of people are not even aware of. For example, Hedy Lamarr. Are you familiar with Hedy Lamarr? Okay, she's an old-time actress, beautiful, gorgeous, and everybody knew her from her beauty. However, no one knew that if it wasn't for her, you would not have Bluetooth today, because she helped develop the sonar radar in the submarines that now is used today for all of our technology. Things of that nature are just incredible. So I have a board here at the Corazon that is helping. May I name their names? Okay, so I have Jane Mahoney, who pretty much was the inspiration of coming up with this. And she went to Tracy Halcomb, who is a great professor at Flagler and also a major producer too, with this idea. They came to me and I said, I am so on this. So we three have been very passionate about coming up with a festival that can help to inspire the future of our women.
And why do you think it's important to understand the values of women in today's society, especially coming from that 100 years celebrating women's suffrage?
Well, just like anything in history, we want to see where it was and the hurdles that were crossed in order to be compassionate, have empathy, but then also have the inspiration to continue to succeed in whatever we want to do. As women, when I grew up, I couldn't even wear pants, to school. So these are the small things that we've accomplished over life. It's not a feminist activity. What it is more of an educational, entertaining type of environment that we want everybody to come to, be it men, women, children, so that they can take away with it, be it their future wife, their future, their mother, whomever, and appreciate what we've gone through and where we're going. So,
how will the festival begin to benefit the community of St. Augustine?
Oh, I'm so hoping that we'll get so many people on board for this festival. We've already had people come out who want to sponsor films because they think that this is just going to be so great here in the community. The Corazon, if you don't know much about it, is a kind of a community theater. We do a lot of charity work with different organizations, different nonprofits to help raise funds for different things. But also we do different events because I have to survive and we have to have some money with all this. But the community always seems to get on board with these type of events, and especially it's going to touch you in one way or the other. So I think it's going to bring a lot of people out and about.
Do you feel the town of St. Augustine is educated on women, their role in society, and the rights that they have obtained recently since the 100 years of suffrage?
I do, but just like, for example, my example of Hedy Lamarr, there's so much out there we don't know. So I think by bringing it on screen, I'm a very visual person. Some people do better by reading a book. When I see it, it just sinks in. And so we're going to have documentaries, we're going to have, first run films, and especially films that are made by, for, and about women. And that is the whole crux of our film festival, is allowing these people to come out here who have been involved with this process.
And how do you feel about the state of Florida towards the role of women? Do you feel today they're still in traditional set values towards women?
Well, pay is always an issue, obviously, and we make small steps in that right direction. But I think as we continue to cross bridges and break barriers, I think things are continuing to become a little bit more status quo. I think there's still a ways to go with some of the different things pertaining to women, but I think it definitely has made its stride.
And do you feel women face similar issues within rights as they did in the suffrage movement?
I don't think they have as much suffrage. Definitely, I don't. I think we've come out of the shell. Maybe it's access to media now that brings all this to the forefront, and that's not a bad thing. You know, sometimes it goes overboard and into an extreme, and you know, you kind of don't want to get on that path. But to make people aware of the situations, be it, you know, sexual harassment or wages or whatever. Before it was kind of wiped under the rug. Now we're out in front saying, okay, these things are still needed. And, you know, RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, really cracked the shell with that in terms of changing our laws in order to give women more rights in terms of, you know, being in the workforce or, you know, just living. So, yep.
And what is your reaction to Florida's late ratification of the 19th Amendment? They almost ratified it in 50 years after they voted on it.
It's just amazing, is because even if you Google and research some of the countries that were even behind us, and that you just think, how could that be? Why did it take so long? But it's government. You know, government does not change easy, and it doesn't change fast, as we all know. So, you know, unfortunately, it's taken its toll and its time with that.
And what do you think that says about the state of Florida?
Well, you know, the state of Florida, you know, I think tries to make improvements. Unfortunately, we're not always on the same priority. So everything's a priority with everyone. And until, you know, you kind of get together and support that particular cause, things aren't going to change. So.
And how do you feel this celebration of women will support the community of women in St. Augustine?
Well, I think they'll be recognized. There's a lot of great women here that have done so much for the community, and I think there's so many, not just business owners, but just volunteers, individuals that have helped in so many different ways, and a lot of them are with the women around here, and I think hopefully they'll be recognized and be a part of this as well. We're going to be doing so many outside events as well, be it through the arts or through live performances. There's a variety of things that we're going to try to incorporate with the films to tie into that, poetry, things of that nature, and I think all of that again will touch the women here in St. Augustine and hopefully everybody else too. So,
do you feel the town of St. Augustine being as historic as it is, do you feel like they should do more representing and honoring the women of history?
I'm hoping this festival will kind of gear them to do that, but yes, I think so.
And how is the state of Florida celebrating 100 years of women's right to vote other than this celebration?
Good question. I haven't heard a lot about it, so I think it's going to be coming down the pike soon, but I haven't heard a lot. I know we have individual things by individual organizations like Women's March and things of that nature that they're going to be doing different things, but in general, the state of Florida, that's a great question. We'll have to follow up on that one.
And giving your response, how do you feel about being one of the only people celebrating that celebration?
Well, I think there will be more people celebrating as we turn into 2020. Jane and Tracy and myself are just a jump ahead of it to hopefully get this on board and get this going and getting a lot of people involved with it.
And what are some events that will be taking place during the celebration?
Well, we're hoping for to have the arts department at Flagler involved with arts pertaining to women. We're working with the art director right now, Laura, and then we also are hoping to have reenactments done by period women of that time period. We also are looking at different people coming in as speakers, as presenters. If we can get some talent and, you know, well-named, known stars, we'll do that too. It's a long process. We don't have everything ironed out at this point, but we are hoping for a lot of involvement all the way around. And if anybody wants to come in, volunteer, to be a part of this, we totally encourage them to do so.
And what would be some of those major themes, some of those major focuses, major messages that you will be promoting during the event?
Well, the major message is it's to educate and to inspire, okay, and obviously to entertain. Those are kind of the three categories that we're encompassing. The Our Time Celebrating Women .org is our website that was just put up, and it actually has an area that you can submit your films, but also it then tells you a little bit more in detail about what this film festival is all about. But we're hoping to bring other people in the arts community. And arts, you know, a lot of people always think arts is just paintings, and it's not. It's poetry, it's visuals, it's, you know, film, you name it, you know, musicians, all of that is through the arts. Comedians, I'm looking to have some of our female comedians out here as well. So yeah, you name it, we're gonna try to put it in here.
Perfect. And who are kind of some of the primary speakers that will be at the celebration, or primary heroes or role models that will be there?
Well, we don't have everything nailed down right now, so unfortunately I'm not able to disclose that until we've kind of got a letter signed, because I'd hate to mention names and then no, it didn't come through. But we are looking at definitely speakers and presenters and hopefully some major names here.
What other types of women's are you hoping to bring to the event?
What do you mean?
Like what other type of people, or
Okay, well, we were hoping it's just not going to be filled with women. We're hoping that, you know, we will have families, we will have people who enjoy these type of films, and they want to, you know, share it with people that they love, be it their wife or husband, and bringing the families out here. We want the connection with the younger people, like Flagler students, to be inspired by this type of movement, and people who have lived here for 80 years will just enjoy it. So just about everybody.
So is the event free then, or what process of?
No, we have to charge, because everything costs money in terms of just operating the building and things like that. So we will have tickets. If you're familiar with the St. Augustine Film Festival, it will be set up similar to that in terms that you can buy tickets ahead of time. You will have everything listed, you know, with the description of the film and what the film's about.